Oh, actually, I mean, if people want to, we've got a good batch here. I do have my batch of bus holes.
Oh yeah.
Today, if people.
Yeah.
If people
How judgy are you feeling, Dan?
I mean,
Do you think you could adjudicate?
I'm a pretty judgy person.
Good.
Hell
Oh,
yeah.
perfect.
Dan the Adjudicator Olsen.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Let's bust out one of those.
We got some. All right. I got a couple. Twitch chat was asking for more, and I'm glad people enjoyed it. So, for those of you who don't know, I'm sure most of you have heard of the subreddit Am I The Bushole?
Yep.
I'm not really a Reddit person, although I found myself going on it recently because I found that Victoria has like its own subreddit, and I'm like, oh, this is like more interesting local news, and I kind of use it in that regard. So I think if you much like most things, curate it well, then you're in a good spot. But I have grabbed us a couple of bus safe ones that I thought were very silly and funny, and I would love to get our general impression on how we feel about these people. Maybe we'll be slightly higher up on them than the catch-up empire of yesterday.
My Reddit experience has gotten weird because like I subscribe to a bunch of like documentaries and other subs like that, and just like once every 4 or 5 months I'll just like wake up in the morning, be scrolling on the can, and it's just my own face like looking at me.
You're just like, oh,
it's too early.
Every once in a while, it's just snapping a photo of people doing exactly that and posting it directly to the subreddit. All right, we got our first one. We've got a couple of big kind of successful ones. The first one here we've got is, am I the busshole for bringing a raccoon to my sister's wedding?
Okay, I mean, this is my favorite genre of Am I the Busshole? Because this is one of the ones where it's like, okay, in the title, it's just immediately like, yes.
Yeah.
Like, then it's totally like, I brought, but then like the story, here's my guess of the story. The story is going to be like, I'm like, below the fold, this raccoon is a rescue. We've had him for 17 years. He's beloved by children.
Yeah.
We've taken him to like hundreds of charity events, and like it's actually like a professionally wrangled.
Therefore, I brought it to my wedding.
Somehow Instagram famous raccoon.
It's actually Rocket.
My read is Instagram famous raccoon making content at the wedding.
Trained to be a ring bearer.
And I'm gonna say busshole on that, but also, did they have a +1? We don't know that yet.
No.
We don't know.
What is the implication that the raccoon would take or not take up the +1?
The raccoon would take the +1.
Okay,
Yeah,
we're in agreement.
I always thought that like the +1 had it was like for like a seat occupancy / a meal thing. Like if the raccoon just sort of like sat in like a baby Bjorn or
Have you
whatever.
seen a raccoon eat, friend?
Yeah, they'll eat all the leftovers.
They'll eat the table.
All right. So, am I the busshole for bringing a raccoon to my sister's wedding? So, this happened last weekend, and I'm still getting angry texts from my family. Let me explain. I have a pet raccoon named Pebble. He is very friendly and well trained, and I love him like my son. Yeah, this is gonna. I can already tell. He goes everywhere with me and has his own little harness and leash. He is also vaccinated and has all the necessary papers.
Still,
Bring a dog to a wedding.
Don't bring your raccoon to the ball.
It's a service raccoon.
I was invited to my sister's wedding, which was at a fancy hotel. I asked her if I could bring Pebble, and she said no. She said it was inappropriate to bring a wild animal to an important event. She also said that some guests might be allergic or scared of him.
Sure.
I was hurt by the response, but I didn't want to argue, and I decided to respect her wishes and leave Pebble at home with a friend. However, on the day of the wedding, my friend called me and said that he had an emergency and couldn't take care of Pebble. I didn't have anyone else who could watch him, and I didn't want to leave him alone in my apartment, and I didn't want to miss the wedding, so I decided to bring Pebble with me. I thought it wouldn't be a big deal.
What?
Yeah, you were explicitly told it would be a big deal.
Yeah, the bride told you not to bring it to the wedding, and you did it anyways.
For
I don't care what the reason is.
For numerous like well-founded concerns.
Yeah. Even if they were terrible reasons, it's the wedding, and one of the two people said no.
Yeah,
Case
I mean,
closed. Done.
yeah.
Don't
yeah,
worry.
I mean, you got it pretty on the nose. The rest of it is her going like, oh, I put him on a leash, and I thought I could just hang out in the corner. My sister saw me in Pebble and freaked out. She came over and yelled at me for bringing him, and said, "Get out, or I will call security."
Yep.
Whoa.
Yeah, the
This
security
has
threat.
happened before.
Yeah.
I was.
Pebble has absolutely shown up at
Yeah,
previous events.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is definitely like the
Yeah.
boiling point. Like
Yeah.
this is like again with Pebble.
You're
I decided
not
to leave with
allowed
Pebble.
in Denny's anymore. Do you know what it takes to get kicked out of Denny's?
Oh no.
I saw a face.
I decided to leave with Pebble, but not before telling my sister that she was being a bridezilla and that she's going to owe me an apology.
Whoa.
Back to the pit.
Yeah, for real. Now my whole family's angry with me.
Yes.
So, am I the Bushole? Yes! And this is like a pro animal crew.
Yeah.
We're just like, yeah, I would not bring my dog
Yeah.
to somebody's wedding unless they were like, we're having a dog zone
yeah.
at our wedding.
Like, do you have any idea how happy I would be to meet Pebble?
Yeah.
Like, meeting a raccoon sounds amazing. Absolute busthole. How could you do this to her?
Yeah,
Like,
there's
do not do that.
there's like a definitive thing about being a pet owner, and that's noting that there are other pet owners who just like think everybody's chill with pets, and it's just like, no, man, like
No,
you're
yeah.
hurting all of us. Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh
that's
yeah,
really
and that
frustrating.
guy is always owns like a Great Dane Cross.
Yeah.
Where it's like, you know, they've got 120-pound dog that they're just like, oh yeah, everybody loves Dave.
Yeah,
It's like,
and walks past the "please keep your dog on a leash" sign, like with the dog off leash.
Well, so like the people that are not in the know, they show up at this wedding and they're like, oh, she's finally getting married. They turn to the left and there's just this creepy guy standing with a raccoon
Yeah.
on a leash. Like,
Don't worry,
it's chill. It's chill.
vaccinated.
It's chill. It's chill. It's chill.
Wait, and it makes the rest of pet owners look bad.
Yeah.
But worse, it makes things difficult for people who have actual service animals with genuine needs that they do have to bring with them. So please don't ever do this.
Work.
Work.
All right. Well, there we go. Shall we dive back into the cesspool?
Yeah, absolutely.
Can we get a faster yes?
yes.
So,
Yes.
I'm really curious how you all feel about this, because this is one of the ones that I instantly was like, no, legend.
Okay.
All
right.
Okay.
All right.
Ooh.
Obviously, remind that there's a swear or two, so I'm going to say bus as tradition. But am I the Bushole for serving my daughter wet bus pizza?
Yes.
Wet with what?
Yeah.
Like
Wet
Gatorade?
We'll say wet butt
Okay.
pizza.
I hope that this is like a reference to the song.
Okay.
You might be.
Yo!
Then this mob is cool.
Okay,
Yeah,
the-
okay. Jordan might be onto it there.
Yeah.
Oh, is that how you refer to pizza? Apple?
I don't know. Okay, like the first thought I go to is one of my worst on-set experiences ever, where I was served by craft services a soggy hummus and tomato sandwich.
Ooh.
Like the bread was like there was no structural
there was
integrity.
bread, there was hummus, there was 3 slices of tomato, there was bread, there's lunch. It's been sitting for 45 minutes, so the bread has had lots of time to just. So the wet bus pizza
Yeah.
really like it just my brain goes to this visceral place.
It's kind of like how I never recommend you ever skip the dishes or like DoorDash poutine. Because by the time it
it'll be
arrives,
destroyed.
Yeah.
Like it's street food meant to be consumed like seconds
yeah,
after
the moment you
construction.
receive it.
Yeah.
All right, so 43-year-old female here. My 16-year-old daughter had some friends over in our backyard for a get-together yesterday. I asked them if they wanted food, and they said sure, but honestly didn't seem like they were even really having fun. I pride myself in being a fun mom.
Ma'am, those are teenagers.
Yeah.
They are having fun.
Maybe not a cool mom, but fun! Double exclamation point. So I ordered pizza for them. And to make them laugh, I played the song WAP.
Wet bus.
Yeah.
WAP from my phone, and I sang along to it, holding the pizza, saying I was holding wet bus pizza.
My God.
Honestly, I thought it was hilarious. Then I put the pizza down and began booty shaking a little.
Oh.
No boys were there, just 3 girls. My daughter shrieked as if she had been stabbed and said this was humiliating and said, I said, sounds like dry pizza energy.
I'm picturing this person as Amy Poehler.
A little bit.
Mean Girls.
Yeah.
Like, this is trying real hard to be a cool mom. Oh boy.
And her friend snickered a bit, so I know the joke landed. It's been a day though, and she won't leave her room or speak to me. Am I really in the wrong?
No. This is actually like perfectly ordinary parental humiliation. This will be a very funny story they tell in like 3 years.
Yeah.
I don't know. So I'm with you. I love it.
14?
16.
16.
So like, yeah, in like 4 years, this is going to be the funniest story.
100%.
Yeah.
I'm 100% with you. And like, I also am. I'm like, you know what? This is generic parents.
Yeah.
That's diet
Yeah.
cringe.
Yeah.
That's that.
Diet cringe is correct. But like at the same time,
Like trying to perform a Megan Thee Stallion song is pretty. As a 43-year-old mom,
Yeah.
for your daughter's birthday party is a little up there on the cringe scale.
Oh,
Yeah.
true. Like, but this is
That
not.
isn't-
Am I the cringe hole?
True.
This is. Am I the bus hole?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Also-
definitely embarrassing her daughter in front of her friends, though. Like,
What's parents supposed to do?
I would like to counter that the mom could have walked in and not said a word, and that daughter still probably would have been like, "Mom, you're being cringe, dude. Like, don't.
That's true,
Don't
yeah.
talk to me."
that's
Oh.
true. By nature, most children instantly hate their
I
parents.
just
at
don't
that
want
age.
anything called wet bus pizza.
Yeah.
If I'm offended by anything. It's just
The thing-
you missed
so-
on that one.
I was on the page where
That's
I'm like,
elite.
I was like, Mom,
That's
just get out of
elite.
there.
Yeah.
Until she replied with that sounds like dry pizza
That's it.
energy.
Yeah.
And I was
Yeah.
like, no.
That line's really
It's
funny.
cooking.
Like,
You
that
buried
part's
your
funny as
child.
Yeah. So
Parents are not supposed to outlive their kids, but you earned it.
yeah, 100%. So she was actually she was declared the bus hole. And the verdict was that she was in fact the bus hole for this. And it's a lot of comments being like, basically this is the most harmless bus hole, but I changed my mind instantly when I heard dry pizza energy.
Yeah.
And I'm
No,
holding
you're
on to
just-
that forever.
You're letting your own revulsion get in the way.
Yeah,
of
just like
seeing
kids do
brilliance.
stuff.
Yeah.
You know, like just bring the pizza.
Yeah, I don't know.
Bounce.
I'm really connecting with something that I don't know how to pronounce that. GLMD Grillson said in chat. Look, if you want to be the fun parent, talk to your kid directly.
Yes.
Like, that's so much better than trying to come up with your own things like that.
Yeah.
Until you have that like rapport.
I have a very important question.
Mhm.
How? So you found these on Reddit yourself, right?
Yeah, or like going through like greatest hits kind of a thing.
Yeah, yeah.
Do you have access to when this was posted?
Ooh,
Ooh,
yes,
that's
I
relevant.
believe so.
Yeah.
Week of wet.
Yeah.
This was 4 years ago.
Okay, then that's less bad.
Yeah.
That's like
'cause it was-
relevant.
Yeah, that would have been.
Because it was
when
like the
fresh.
year that it was out, right?
Yeah.
I don't know when WAP came out, but
4 years ago.
yeah,
2020,
So,
baby.
so I mean, of all things, on top, like she was being like topical in the joke, which is rare.
Yeah, she didn't walk in like, "Here's your COVID pizza."
And it sounded like they were outdoors,
Yeah,
and there was only a few of them, so they were also being safe.
yeah. There's only 3 people out there. Yeah.
Yeah.
See,
Yeah.
my mom still says, "Hey noob, team please" at me
Ooh.
sometimes.
It's when your parents say, like, when your parents bring out something, you say, "Hey, chat." All right, I got one last one.
All right.
This is actually not a bus hole one, but I'd like to get your vibe on if you think that they in fact bust up, because this is from Today I Bust Up.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Today I bust up by enraging the parents of my girlfriend by pretending not to know what a potato is.
Hilarious.
my God,
This
I
is
know this
Dan
one.
Quayle. Perfect.
By by pretending
To not know what a potato is.
Like,
This is a wild ride.
as
Okay.
as a fan of a bit, as someone who has done
Yeah.
a bit or two in my time,
Yeah.
I can go either way on this one. Yeah.
I mean, I think in a lot of situations where you're meeting your partner's parents or interacting, it's a nervous experience.
Yeah.
So I respect it. All right, here we go. Let me tell you that I may have made a bad mistake this evening. My girlfriend, who, let me tell you, is only my second girlfriend of all time, said I am invited to dinner with her and her parents. I was very nervous and bashful to be invited to such a situation, but I knew I had to do it. I met them nicely, and I keep saying I should tell you a lot already. I should tell you, and it started off in a good way. The idea slapped in my mind that I should do a comic bit to make a good impression and become known to them as a person who is amusing. When I
Perfectly timed.
Yeah,
What-
a reasonable assumption.
When I saw that baked potatoes were served, I got the idea that it would be very good if I pretended I did not know what potatoes were. That would be funny.
I want to love it.
Yeah,
I want
do
to love it.
also
It-
want to love it.
it would be
you need
funny
a second layer on this.
For a short period of time.
Yeah.
This
Continue.
this backfired on my face, and I'll tell you how. First, when the potato came on my plate, I acted very interested. I showed an expression on my face so as to seem like I was confused and astounded, but in a restrained way, and curious and interested in what was going on, but they didn't notice. So I asked out loud, "This looks very interesting. What is this?" They stared at me, and the mother said, "It's a baked potato." And I was saying, "Oh, interesting, a baked, what is it again?" And she said, "A potato." And I was like, "A potato, interesting. I've never heard of a potato. Looks pretty good."
Potato.
And they didn't see I was clowning, but thought that I, in fact, did not know what a potato was. So I knew that I would be very shamed, humiliated, and depressed if I admitted to making a bad joke. So what I did was just pretend to continue acting like I didn't know what a potato was.
That's where you bust out. That's the moment.
You already bombed.
I opened the bag, labeled cringe, and started pulling stuff out.
Yeah, you gotta learn how
They had to bail out, yeah. They asked me very incredulously, did I really not know what a potato is? And I told them yes. I'd not even heard of a potato. Not only that, I had never actually eaten or looked at a potato before in my life. This went on for a bit, and my girlfriend was acting very confused and embarrassed by my antics. And the more insistent I was about not knowing what a potato was, then the parents started thinking I did know what a potato was. I committed 100%. This is written so poorly. I'm trying to make it verbally make sense. I had to commit 100% at this point. When I would not admit to knowing what a potato was, the father began to get especially annoyed. At one point, he said something like, "Okay, enough is enough. You're bussing with us. Admit it." And I said, "Sir, before today, I had never heard of a potato. And I still do not know what a potato is other than some kind of food. I don't know what to tell you." He got very annoyed, so I decided to take a bite. And when I did, I said, "This tastes very strange." This is when the father started yelling at me, and the mother kept saying, "What are you doing?" And my girlfriend left and went to another room. Finally, my father said, "Get the bus out of my house." And I said it was irrational to treat me like this just because I had never heard of a potato.
Oh my God.
Let me tell you, he didn't take very kindly to it. Now, in text messages, I've been telling my girlfriend I really don't know what a potato is.
Yeah.
And the only way I can ever get out of this is for me to tell them that I know what a potato is.
Yeah.
I wish I'd never started this,
Yeah.
but I think they're going to break up with me.
They should.
Yeah, okay.
It's the Lay's family.
Oh, wow.
That's why they got so mad.
Get out of here.
What did you say your last name was? Frito?
Lord.
Oh,
that one hurts because it
I would
just keeps
painful.
going back and drinking more paint.
you just have
Dude.
to dig up.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
just at one point had to be like,
drinking.
"Hey, I'm real nervous. I goofed this one."
Yeah.
No, it it went overboard for me.
Yeah.
This is short fiction.
Yeah.
No, this one's short fiction. There's some tells in there.
The fact that I did glean over them, but they say, and let me tell you, so many times throughout the course of this.
That's the tell. That's the tell.
Yeah,
This is.
Maricat in chat is claiming this is from an episode of a British TV series that this plot line was copied from.
Well, this sounds.
no
I mean,
way.
this sounds like a I think you should leave bit.
Yeah.
Right? Like
No,
it sounds
100%.
like it just like and the people are getting bored, like they're screaming at each other, like
We're all trying.
you know what a potato is, and it's like I don't know why you're yelling at me.
Oh yeah, like we have all done bits that have not worked.
Yes.
And we have all committed way too hard to
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, sure.
We've done it here most of all.
Yes.
But we've also done it in social situations. I don't think anybody has committed that hard and been given that many outs. Like, dang, like this.
All night.
I
This
think
is
it's
hard
just,
to believe it's real.
they chose the wrong food. You know, like potato. I don't think there's any way that anybody is unaware of what a potato
asparagus.
is. Like, unless you're a pod person. Like,
Here's my other criticism. Get a better bit.
yeah.
That's not the greatest bit.
What's a potato?
I will say that is my go-to if I want some of what someone's eating.
It's like, oh, what
but I
is
don't
that?
want to ask.
Oh,
I'm
what's
like,
that?
I'm like, oh, I've never had that before actually.
It's French
Like,
fries.
See, that's funny. That's a good
Yeah.
bit,
Yeah.
right? Like, if you're just like, oh, I want a little bit of everything. That's what's going on the table.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's funny.
See,
It's playing along.
If it were like pared down to like, you know, the initial like, oh, what's this? It's a baked potato. Wow, sounds amazing. and you just like low key like you don't highlight the fact that you just leave it implied that you don't know what a potato is. Then it's an A+.
Yeah, and you never. Well, like it
And
seems
you never interrogate it.
It seems like they pried, right? Like, because they were just like, brother, you don't know what a potato is, kind of a thing, and like he didn't catch that. Like, that's your moment, I think, where you could actually do the punchline of this non-joke, which is just to be like, oh no, I do. I'm just messing with you,
Oh,
and
I'm
like
just messing.
me, and that's your joke, kind of a thing. But they indeed did bus up, and that's the pile of bus related.
What's
Bowls.
nuts is you can't even like. There's no other bit to go to because when they tell you it's a baked potato, you cannot be like. So how do they make this? It's kind of in the name.
Yeah, I mean, what you could do is
What
you
are the
could really
ingredients?
lean into it and be like, you know, this would be really good, like cut into really like thin slices,
Yeah.
and then like cooked and put like a little salt, maybe some vinegar on there. That would knock that.
Or even
apart.
like it's like, you know what, to take this to the next level? Bit of sour cream, maybe some like green onion.
Oh, yeah.
Little bacon.
yeah.
Yeah. What if you go in like a completely different direction? You just like mash it all down, and then you can like pour gravy on top of it.
Yeah.
This would go so well with turkey. Let me
Oh
say.
yeah. Yeah.
What is this? Have you heard of turkey? By the way, it's a bird.
Maybe like elongated, put like some oil
Yeah.
next to like a McDonald's hamburger.
You know what, Ben? I think you're really cooking there.
Yeah.